legacy
is almost impossible to do for anyone who's old and supposed to be retired. Oops, did I say that too loud? Meh, doesn't matter. Never before has a song called When Legends Rise been more appropriate for the WWE event in Saudi Arabia than it does right now, and that's not a sin remover either. Man, all sins I had for this event are being removed because the pyrotechnics continue to evolve at these events. The venue is a wide open outdoor theater, which gives the fireworks more room to soar into the air and all directions. Fucking awesome! I guarantee WWE will pay attention to this Riyadh for WrestleMania sign way before they ever pay attention to the Vancouver for WrestleMania sign that's been in the crowd for decades.
And the prestigious Tuwaiq Trophy!
Not so prestigious if it's never going to be used to elevate your career. I'm fine with the Gauntlet match, but do we have to call the Tuwaiq Trophy prestigious? All I can think of when I see this trophy is something Nickelodeon would create. Also, it takes over 30 seconds before the first wrestler makes his entrance following the conclusion of the ring introductions. That was your cue, R-Truth. Get out there. My bad. Based on how R-Truth has been forgetting things and not realizing other situations, I'm genuinely surprised that he remembered his own lyrics to his entrance. Throughout the night, we had to listen to messed up audio feed. Would have thought the technicians would get that fixed, but we have to deal with it throughout the show. Oh boy.
A new superstar enters.
A superstar? Is that the new name for the wrestlers here in WWE? WWE Superstars!
He compete in the Royal Rumble because he had an altercation with Rusev.
Something that was never addressed or referenced following the events of the Royal Rumble. Byron Saxton just might be the only guy who remembers that because everyone else came up with it on the spot and forgot what they said.
34-time, 24/7 champion.
That moment when you realize R-Truth won more championships with a single title than legends like Edge and Chris Jericho.
Shoulder!
R-Cena. Seriously, if this whole shtick of R-Truth claiming John Cena to be his childhood hero doesn't pay off with a match between those two, then it's all for nothing.
Oh, and R-Truth caught him with a kick.
Not to mention Bobby Lashley reacted too late from that kick. Good kick from R-Truth, but late timing on the reaction from Bobby.
R-Truth won it.
Post-elimination assault. Doesn't make sense that WWE allowed Andrade to hang on to the United States Championship while he served his 30-day suspension. Guess that title doesn't mean that much to them despite its lineage.
Remember pinfall?
Shut up. Here you go, take another look at this trophy instead of the match that's currently in progress. Such good shit!
They went right back to the shoulder and tooth though!
Remember when that used to be R-Truth's finishing move? Nowadays his opponents get right back up immediately after the move is connected. That's stupid.
He's still in this fight.
Even from this camera view, you can tell that neither R-Truth nor Andrade actually hit heads during this moment.
R-Truth stole one!
It's not stealing, you fucking idiot! Although I can't be the only one who was surprised at how R-Truth was basically the Kofi Kingston of this Gauntlet match. Lasted all the way until he met up with AJ Styles, submitted to him, then AJ loses to the eventual winner. Holy crap, this is like 2019! R-Truth to get a Truth Mania moment and win the WWE Championship, defeating Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre?
No conceivable way that R-Truth makes it past Rowan.
Corey Graves just jinxed Eric Rowan's momentum.
I mean, Truth's doing whatever it takes. Whatever it takes! And the steps right into...
Eric Rowan is such an idiot. He's the one who threw R-Truth into the cage in the first place, gets pissed at Truth for knocking over the cage, and then gets himself intentionally disqualified. The pyrotechnics for AJ Styles' entrance was way off. You're supposed to launch them once you hear the crashing noise in AJ's music. Several minutes of AJ Styles mocking R-Truth and dancing before he eventually defeats him. These next few minutes would have been passable if Truth managed to eliminate AJ as well, since AJ is messing around the entire time. Imagine being Rey Mysterio, traveling all the way to Riyadh, competing in this Gauntlet match, and being told, sorry, we're replacing you with The Undertaker because fuck you, that's why.
Go ahead and ring it.
AJ doesn't realize that Mike Rome is the ring announcer, not the timekeeper. Talk to the guy sitting next to Mike, dumbass. The reveal of The Undertaker would have been much better if we had simply saw Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson on the floor in pain without his legs appearing. Camera cuts back to AJ, the gong hits, and then it'd be a surprising moment. Not that hard to do. Fuck.
AJ going for the roll. Styles, rest in peace.
AJ Styles, who suffered literally zero offense from R-Truth, spent 3 minutes bragging about winning, and 4 minutes of The Undertaker's entrance, gets defeated by a single choke slam from someone who wasn't even originally in the match. It's a good way to have these two face off at WrestleMania, but a poor execution given the circumstances. And The Undertaker doesn't even leave with the trophy that he won. Prestige is my ass. Not gonna lie, The Miz and John Morrison as a tag team has never looked better given how improved and an A-lister The Miz had become since the last time they were a team. Something else I'll remove a sin for is this awesome shot. The Super ShowDown logo in the close distance as we witness the action going on in the ring. Great positioning for the cameras.
Process between a Big A.
Big A? Could this be yet another foreshadow of a future wrestler joining up with the New Day? I remember back in 2016 when I predicted there'd be someone in New Day called Big O, who turned out to be Kevin Owens 3 years later. Now I'm predicting someone will call themselves Big A. But, whoo!
Clothesline from Big E.
The Miz sneaks into the ring just to tell Big E, please don't hurt me, even though it's completely random that I put myself in a position begging for mercy.
Saying timeout, but
Big E fell for that.
off the top rope.
What? Oh, come on. John Morrison even looked like he was preparing to counter Kofi Kingston's Hurricane Rana into a powerbomb. Why would he decide to change his mind at the last second?
Morrison.
Even when John makes his return to WWE after a 9-year hiatus, he still never gets a chance to connect the Moonlight Drive. I guess some traditions never change on your second chance.
Team by the New Day.
Wow, that was pretty innovative, awesome, and brutal. Giving props to Kofi Kingston on that.
Is in Morrison going to add to the next.
And another innovative double team move by The Miz and John Morrison. This match is starting to look a lot better now.
Morrison looking for Starship Pain.
John should really consider finding a different finishing move, because when it comes to the Starship Pain, he either misses his target or his target rolls out of the way.
Now launches himself over the top.
90% of every time I try to do a trust fall with my friends at school. Oh, the good old days of being a kid in school. However, I'm removing 3 more sins because Kofi took a hell of a fall and the sound of the splat he made on the ground had me cringing in so much pain, even after seeing the replay.
Miz has the tights. Miz.
Victory due to grasping the tights is always a sin, no matter how awesome The Miz is.
What is your plan?
Byron Saxon believes Seth Rollins is going to tell him his plan for victory, which would be a big mistake knowing the Street Profits are watching somewhere. Also, I thought Byron was at ringside on commentary. When did he have time to run back to the locker room, interview Seth, and rush back to the announce table before the next match? Previously on WWE. Discount every wrestler who has ever laid back on the corner looking like an idiot in the process. Can we just get to the match?
You can't choose your family.
Actually, yes you can. Not all family is given. There are things more powerful than blood. If anyone ever tells you that you can't choose people to be part of your family, they're a fucking liar.
Both third-generation superstars.
All 3 of those punches were being swung at a target that was so far away from them, they never would have connected even if their target did not duck out of the way.
Up over the top, lands at his feet, rolls through.
Show off. Humberto Carrillo wasting time posing on the top of the barricade when he should be, I don't know, trying to defeat Angel Garza. Did he forget he's in the match? I know this move is a camel clutch, but the way Angel yelled upon locking it in made him sound like a much smaller version of Rusev locking in the accolade.
Garza.
Angel is telling the fans to shut up despite the fact that the fans aren't even saying anything. It's almost complete silence in this theater, and that's not a good thing.
Connected as well. And
Humberto is an idiot.
now pinning the shoulders of Carrillo.
Even from this camera view, I could clearly see Humberto's right shoulder come off the mat several times during this final pin, which the referee ignores. My only conclusion is that the referee was too bored to pay attention. Yikes, the graphics are so dark you can hardly see Seth Rollins and Murphy. Can someone turn up the brightness on the stage, please? The Raw Tag Team Champions shouldn't be in darkness, especially if one of them says burn it down. Honestly, something that makes this entire Monday Night Messiah gimmick very awkward is the fact that in real life, Seth Rollins is an atheist, yet he pretends to be Jesus.
And Murphy. Whoa!
We interrupt Super ShowDown 2020 to bring you later on in the night. No joke, this match begins the exact same way that the upcoming main event does. Foreshadowing.
Drop kick. Shift this power struggle on Raw to win these.
Seth Rollins somehow didn't see Angelo Dawkins about to pull him back into the ring. How?
Dawkins understand the value of this.
First Humberto Carrillo and now Montez Ford. I'm already predicting we're going to have this happen at least once every pay-per-view involving these wrestlers. Showing off and slowing down a match is a sin.
The Bank winner, Royal Rumble winner.
As annoying as it is to hear the commentators constantly naming the accomplishments of the wrestlers, at least they remember them. Here, Michael Cole completely forgot that Seth Rollins is a former 2-time Universal Champion. I remember that because Seth wouldn't stop bragging about defeating Brock Lesnar twice. Here you go, get a look at this match from a screen instead of the camera view that's on the screen.
Rollins has done so much.
I can't be the only one who noticed that, right? Montez Ford is dazed out of his mind and his eyes are going in different directions at the same time. Montez is Pennywise confirmed.
Some people are okay with being average.
Name one person.
I believe I can fly.
A very injured Montez.
Seth Rollins just might be the only guy who actually jumps in the air as high as he can before he connects a suplex on his opponent.
Ford lands on his feet. Oh! Tag!
Okay, that was freaking amazing to see. The way Montez balanced himself as he flipped over Seth using his hands and then tagging in Angelo. Here's another sin remover.
We better hurry up. Don't waste any time.
Stop doing my job, Byron.
Now look out, look out, look out! Stop!
Angelo was watching Seth even before Seth could climb on the apron. So why didn't he sucker him in and move out of the way the last second, causing Seth to curb stomp the apron and temporarily take him out of the equation?
Not a bad idea. Maybe you could walk the plank. Corey
Graves is fucking awesome. Previously on Super ShowDown. Seriously, why haven't the technicians fixed their damn audio problems? It's causing us to get frustrated whenever the music is playing. Nearly 2 hours in the show and you still haven't figured out what to do?
Watching Friday Night SmackDown.
Iron Man is still alive? Confirmed. We need to reassemble the Avengers because we gotta find Tony Stark. Guess it wouldn't be a Saudi Arabia event without having their own version of The Undertaker on the show. Already predicting Brock Lesnar to be the one to conquer his streak too. But seriously, can we please have Mansoor appear more often on NXT? He's got the talent in the ring and on the mic. Wouldn't hurt to have him be an NXT wrestler and still make appearances in the Saudi Arabia events. This entire scene of Robert Roode getting in Mansoor's face.
I need to prove that I belong.
But then again, no matter how many times Mansoor proves that he belongs in the WWE, he will forever be reduced to appearing at these events only.
Tonight we'll find out.
Oh god, that kick to the gut was so poorly executed. Missed Mansoor completely and he reacted too late from it. Double sin. What kind of snapmare was that supposed to be? It looked like Dolph Ziggler didn't even care about this match and intentionally sold it poorly.
One mistake.
Who's the idiot now, Dolph?
Ask him where he's going.
What? Okay, it's one thing for a wrestler to tell the referee to ask his opponent if he gives up, but Dolph told him to ask Mansoor where he's going. Where are you going, Mansoor? Hopefully a fancy restaurant to celebrate my victory with my friends and family. Ouch, this hurts! If you're gonna break Mansoor's arm, just do it already. Don't try and blackmail the referee. It ain't gonna work.
At any given time.
That one moment when you realize that fans in Riyadh are cheering for Dolph Ziggler instead of their own hometown hero. Maybe this will convince the WWE to slow down on putting Mansoor in random matches at these events. With all this monologuing and stalling time from Dolph, it's no wonder he loses this match. Also, what the hell happened with Mansoor? Last October, he performs a freaking awesome match against Cesaro, and now it feels like he was told to tone down his abilities by 90%. Damn you, Vince! This pinfall should not have counted, considering Mansoor has his arm underneath Dolph's shoulder, keeping it off the mat. Whatever happened to the good old days when the zigzag was actually treated like a finisher? Now it's an easy move to kick out from. Poor Dolph. I guess this is the tradition. Mansoor wins a match against a random opponent and then cuts a promo afterwards. Already predicting this for the next Saudi Arabia event. And I'm taking a wild guess and saying it's going to be another crown jewel featuring another tournament to determine the best in the world for the women.
Why not me?
Weeks of build-up, a great story, and video package about Ricochet being a hell of an underdog, and all of it is thrown away in a short period of time. Every one of these tweets are correct. I may dislike this match, but holy shit, that was some of the best pyrotechnics I have ever seen when it comes to Brock Lesnar's entrance. It's like they combined the pyro of every entrance he's ever done. Damn!
Winner, Royal Rumble winner, Ricochet!
The only bit of offense Ricochet delivers is a single dropkick that is countered instantly, and is shown in the far distance too.
If Brock Lesnar is victorious, he's not going to be able to manhandle Ricochet.
Brock Lesnar is victorious in this match by manhandling Ricochet.
Legs, and just like that!
Let's just throw in 90 sins for 90 seconds of a complete waste of a WWE Championship match. Shouldn't have made a huge deal about Ricochet believing he can do it if we're going down this route. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin, match number 7,438. That number could possibly be accurate given the endless number of live events where they face off against each other. As gross as it is to bring in dog food, King Corbin getting drowned in it should have been the end of the feud right there. But we're still going with this.
Actually really kicked into high gear at Crown Jewel.
This feud between the King and Roman may have kicked off at the last Saudi Arabia event, but it honestly feels like it's been going on for years, and not in a good way.
Is King Corbin jealous of anything about Roman Reigns?
Well, Roman has won the Royal Rumble, multiple-time world champion, and headlined 4 consecutive WrestleMania events. It's pretty obvious how the King could be jealous. What the hell is the King wearing, and why? Damn it, it was a great night for pyrotechnics so far, and Roman's pyro was sadly late for the party. King Corbin actually believes that holding the door shut will somehow prevent Roman Reigns from entering the cage. And what good would a 1 to 2 minute delay do for the King? Eventually, Roman's gotta enter.
Roman Reigns.
Okay, I know Roman brought the chain with him, but where the hell did he get a lock? There wouldn't normally be a lock lying around for a steel cage match unless... plot. A major flaw in Roman's plan of locking the cage is that he chose to hide the key in the pocket of his vest, in plain sight of the King. If I were Roman, I'd lock the cage door and then toss the key through the hole to the outside floor. That way, I wouldn't have to worry about the King trying to pry it out of my pocket. King Corbin ascends close to the top of the cage and then just stands there. Roman Reigns is late for his counter, making the scene look awkward.
There's some sort of power bomb for the top rope.
And honestly, if King Corbin actually managed to connect this power bomb, at least we'd have a cool high-risk move in this otherwise boring cage match. Guaranteed the only reason this says hashtag WWE SSD is only trending #1 in the United States is because the rest of the world doesn't give a shit about this event.
The steel cage match.
See, this wouldn't have happened if Roman had tossed the key out of the cage after locking the door. It's as if he wanted King Corbin to get the key and unlock the door. What an idiot.
Corbin to make it out the door.
King Corbin has a freaking chain in his hand, and not once does it occur to him that he could actually use it against Roman and get one step closer to winning this match. Holy shit. The King unintentionally foreshadows his own fate in this match.
Back to his feet.
Copyright Big Dogman. I know I previously said copy reigns infringement, but considering the main theme of this feud is dogs, it makes more sense. One thing I can't deny is the beauty of the Super ShowDown logo in the distance of this awesome shot.
We're down. Oh no.
Roman Reigns is a dick to the King's Corbins.
Punch. Corbin. Reigns wins.
No joke, I think this is the literal first time in Roman's entire career where he wins a match with a Superman punch. Not a single spear was hit or attempted throughout the match, and honestly this just feels anticlimactic. But I'm too tired to care at this point. Hey, didn't we see this already? Considering the women have to wear certain outfits due to the laws of Saudi Arabia, this was a missed opportunity for Naomi to wear a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt for a match with Bayley.
Champion for a record 279 days.
We're still on this? Can Michael Cole at least be specific and say that she's been champion for that many combined days, instead of pretending that's a single title reign record? One thing I will do is remove 3 sins as a way of congratulating Bayley and Naomi for being part of the first ever women's championship match in Saudi Arabia history. See? I can be nice sometimes.
Hasn't competed one-on-one against him.
Alright, thanks for the split-second glimpse of a guy in the crowd wearing AirPods, and yet the camera still couldn't cut back to Edge fast enough when he hit Spears at the Royal Rumble.
Been in her career. Bayley, nice takedown.
Not gonna lie, that was a nice trip and roll through into the headlock by Bayley. She's got quite the agility and smart strategy tonight.
Into the corner, Naomi gonna catch Bayley here.
Technically, it was Bayley who caught Naomi in the sequence, not the other way around. Naomi succeeded in countering Bayley, but she didn't catch her.
Oh, separation, nice takedown on Bayley.
Naomi had to hesitate because Bayley was not in a proper position to get hit with that kick. Damn it. What was Bayley's strategy here? Because it looks like she's just trying to give Naomi a hug and nothing else.
Right now, springboarding for the top.
Crossbody attempt failed. Yep, I could tell even from this angle. Throughout this entire submission, Bayley could have simply stretched her legs out and she'd be under the ropes. But she decides to keep her legs bent away from them. Big facepalm moment.
She'll try to frame. Third down, Bayley.
I'm removing 2 sins because that was an extremely creative way for Bayley to win this match. Fair and square, with a little bit of heel dirt thrown into the mix. That was cool. This match exists. Also, whatever happened to the rematch clauses aren't a thing anymore rule. If anyone loses their title in a match, which Goldberg did 3 years ago, then they can't get an entitled rematch clause. And yet Goldberg does anyway. We gotta use trailers instead of locker rooms. Watch out for the mighty Goldberg. He's gonna come bursting out of a trailer. The fact that it's taken so long for Goldberg to make his way to the curtain really tells a lot about its age, doesn't it? Pretty sad if you ask me. Here's 5 sins because despite the insane amount of pyrotechnics they had set up for this event, they couldn't get Goldberg's pyro properly set up. Another hint that whatever he's about to go through is gonna suck big time. The camera had to cut away from Goldberg punching a kick into the launch of his pyro because of how embarrassing it was. The combined entrances of Goldberg and The Fiend is their match play 2.5 times. The first minute of this 3-minute match is nothing but stare downs. Hell, The Fiend didn't even remove its jacket, which is a factor in its downfall tonight.
And The Fiend somehow fights on.
Discount The Undertaker.
He will! Jackhammer! He did it!
Alright, I know for a fact that Adam is about to appear with my Sinfinity Gauntlet and snap his fingers, adding Lord knows how many sins. So go ahead and get this over with, Adam. Adam?
You're a fool, Christian.
What the? Huntrabane?
What makes you think that Adam was ever here in the first place? Right after he took the gauntlet from you, he handed it over to me. And then I killed him, and I've been interfering with your sins videos ever since. I'll be waiting for you at the 500th episode this week. In the meantime, yes, I'll snap 2 billion sins for Goldberg stupidly winning the Universal Championship.